Well, welcome to the Monomoy Regional School Committee meeting of August 14th.
Thank you.
We are starting this meeting right at 6:30 tonight. We also understand that there's a technical problem with Channel 22, so the only live streaming right now is on YouTube, but it will be recorded on Channel 22 so that you'll be able to watch that and be able to see it also on the school committee website as well. The first order of business is approval of the minutes. First of July 10th. Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion at all? No discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Abstention. Can we have approval if only 4 are approving?
Do we need to have Harwich people here?
Do we have enough votes?
No, it's not weighted, it's not a weighted vote for this.
But do we need to have, do we
There has to
have
be
more
a
than 4
Harwich
people to approve?
vote on anything.
I wasn't here.
Oh, you're going to abstain?
I have to
Abstain.
abstain, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we, because of
You can move
that, we would need to just hold it over, hold
move it till the
the
next
vote
one.
till
All
the
right.
next meeting.
All right, so we're going to hold July 10th and July 24th minutes for our next meeting coming up in September. Public comment?
The July 24th,
Yes.
the workshop, I think that's in here for approval as well.
Right, but if that is going to be a problem...
But Ryan was here at
were you here for that one?
6:25.
I was.
Oh, you were? Okay, fine. All right, let's do July 24th. So you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion at all? No discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Any abstention? Okay, so July 24th is approved. Okay, now public comment. Do we have anybody from the public who would like to speak with me tonight? No? That not having anybody, we'll move to the first item here, the second policy files, and that is on the harassment policy, school committee member resignation, school committee vacancy. As the outgoing member of the policy committee, what I will do is make a motion that files ACAB, BBBC, and BBBE all be approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion at all? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, all right, then those are all approved. Next order of business, a regional agreement. As we know, at the last meeting, there was a letter from the Harwich Select Board sent to the committee requesting that we begin discussions on the 5-year, as approaching the 5-year agreement regarding the agreement between the towns of Chatham and Harwich. What I would suggest is that, now we have a subcommittee for the regional agreement that would be started like all the other subcommittees in September. What I would suggest is that we begin the process of determining what our objectives are at that subcommittee meeting and setting a date. And the members of the subcommittee, I know Betty's on it, Ryan's on it, I'm on it, and Meredith, so we would not be able to set a date tonight. But what I would do is I'd ask Roberta if she can circulate, and so we can set a date in September and be able to do that. I also know that Meredith has spoken with Select Board Member Handler, and I've already started speaking with who's the liaison to the committee, and I've spoken with Select Board Member Dykens, who's the liaison to the committee from Chatham. But I think at that point we can at least start discussing what the objectives are of the subcommittee. Okay? Any other comments on that at all? All right. We'll just move on. to the next item is going to be the treasurer recruitment and Dr. Carpenter.
So this can be really quick, or Michael, you want to take it?
Sure.
Okay.
Never pass up an opportunity. Michael McMillan, I'm the school business manager. We have a treasurer, as you may be aware, we have a district treasurer, and I work closely with the current holder of that position, which is Paul Donlan. He's been with us for a few years, and he had previously retired from his previous position as a school business manager in Situate. He's still very active in supporting other school districts with business manager and treasurer needs, but he would like to sort of go into the next phase of his retirement, so he would like to retire again. And so he's asked us to sort of seek a replacement for him so he can ride off into the sunset. And the last time we did this, actually, so it was not long after I'd started working here, we hired a Paul, and we did that. We had 2 or 3 members of the school committee, I think it was just 2 or 3 members of the school committee were on the recruitment a panel, because the treasurer appointment is a school committee appointment, so it's one of the positions in the district which is appointed directly by the school committee. So I wanted to let you know that was happening, and also ask if there are any members of the school committee who would like to be on the interview panel.
I think I was on that last time.
I think you were.
I don't know who else was.
Terry
I'm happy
was.
to again.
Yeah, Terry was.
The question, do you need a member from both Chatham and Harwich?
I mean, your colleague is nodding his head. I mean, it's not, so it's going to
Could be advisable, probably.
Yeah.
The panel will make a recommendation, so the decision would be made by the school committee, at which point, obviously, you would have representation from both towns, but it never hurts to have shared representation.
Does anybody want to volunteer for that, then?
And I don't
Maybe we should wait for the other members to be here.
Falls on me. Does anybody here?
I just,
Jack?
yeah, just maybe because we're not, what's our timeline for this? Because maybe we need to wait until we've got a full board here to have that kind of nomination.
So, I mean, I guess the timeline is partly going to be determined by this body. But if, I guess if we know we're going to have, I've informed you this is happening, we can get the ball rolling and issue the advertisement for the job and start that process going while we finalize members, so that we won't really slow down the process too much if you want to wait till the next meeting.
Yeah, my opinion would be that if we can hold who's representing the school committee until our next meeting.
Yep.
But I
Get
think
the
you could
process
move forward
going,
with
if you're all
starting the
comfortable.
process. And then Stephen, if you want to be on that, that's fine too. It's your area, so.
Okay, so that's what we'll do.
Perfect, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, next item is the updated school committee schedule, and this is going to be, we've scheduled a workshop for September 4th, where we're going to be discussing our objectives for the year, and that would start at 6:30. Everybody all set with that? Student handbook. We have principals tonight. So this is going to be the updates for the school year. And we'll start with, I know that Jen asked if she could, the high school could start off tonight.
So I'm just going to do
Go ahead, Joy.
Joy Jordan, Community Engagement Coordinator for the district. I'm just going to do the global updates first. Our process is that the schools all submit the changes to me, and I make those on the website, since that's where the handbooks live in an interactive format. So there's a few things that were changed in all the buildings' handbooks across the board, one of which is some new language added about curriculum based on a recommendation from Mass. I'm not going to read it all, it's right there. Our nurse leader had a few updates to the health services section just to reflect the practices that they are currently using. The district is moving from MAP to iReady for testing, so that section was changed. We removed the signature page because families now review it in part of a workflow in Aspen, our student information system, so they do it all digitally and we didn't need to have a signature page. And then we knew that we would have to update the harassment policy once you approved it, which you just did, so now we can go ahead and make that change. Thank you.
Thanks, Joy. Dave?
Good evening. So the next three slides, we highlighted the substantive changes. I won't go through all the wordsmithing and polishing up and, kind of minor updates, starting with, and if you have any questions about anything, I'd be happy to answer those. But we start with the new policy on JAWSOM cuts. We're always trying to improve the efficiency of JAWSOM. So we now have a policy that if you miss a certain number, it will now mirror what we do with coming in late. So in other words, if you miss 6 JAWSOM classes, there's a certain consequence for that. If you miss 10, there's a certain consequence for that. So it mirrors our tardy policy. So we just sort of made those the same. A policy that is long overdue is a school-wide policy on submitting late work, which we will now limit to, with exceptions, depending on individual cases. But in general, students will have 7 school days to submit late work. And the genesis of that was coming out of COVID, we were, I think, exhibiting a lot of grace with late work. And that's simply been abused at this point. So going back for, 2 and 3 months in certain cases, kids were gaming the system. So we wanted to give teachers a little bit more of a heavy hand if they needed it, and certainly if there are individual cases where late work can go past that, that's certainly doable. The update to the grade promotion policy, again, is more detailed. What we put in the book on page 27 was certain requirements, basically based on the Mass Core graduation requirements. So in essence, in order to be a sophomore, you have to pass English and math and have a certain amount of credits. In order to be a junior, you have to pass English and math and have a certain amount of credits. We didn't have that specific language in there, and now we do. The update to class attendance, again, this is something that a deep data dive this summer revealed was an enormous problem. Anecdotally, we knew it existed, but essentially, kids are, in terms of daily attendance, doing pretty well, but their class attendance is, in some cases, not good. So, for example, you could, in an extreme case, we found a kid who had been absent less than 10 times, but in certain classes had missed dozens of a particular class. So, if kids are doing well, that can be somewhat camouflaged. If kids are not doing well, you can find that out pretty quickly. But a deep data dive revealed we need to, and we did this on page 28. This mirrors what's done across the Cape. And essentially what we put in was, in order to earn credit, you may not miss more than 9 classes in a semester, which mirrors the chronic attendance policy for the state. If you're absent 18 times, you're considered chronically absent. So for a semesterized class, that's 9, and for a school year class, it's 18. So kids will be notified if they're encroaching on those numbers. There's ways to make that credit up. But it was long overdue that we put a policy in there that sort of prevented kids from gaming the system in that way, missing particular classes, while still maintaining a pretty good daily attendance, but not a class attendance. Next up, the credit appeals process. Again, there are certain instances where kids are going to miss more than 9 classes in a semester, and you can appeal to administration to review that. So certainly there are ways around that. The rest of this slide is just sort of updating, being more specific with certain things. For For example, in the concussion policy, we added that we now have a bridge program, which allows students who are coming back after an extended absence to kind of build themselves back up to 7 classes. So they might come back and take 3 classes and then build their way back up to taking 7. Any questions about anything I brought up so far? Good. So on the next slide, we have addition or some more language on the spectator policy, and this is related to digital citizenship as well. We've had some issues with posts between schools prior to athletic events, basketball games, football games, etc., and that adds to some unruly behavior during the games. So we put very explicit language in our spectator policy about those types of things in order to make it explicitly clear that if you are creating an account, for example, and then harassing another school online, you could be subject to school-based discipline. So we had some language around that, but we wanted to be explicit because it had gotten to that point. And I think that is it. Any questions?
Any questions for Dave? Okay,
I appreciate your attention.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Middle school. Again, please introduce yourself, everybody who's going to be speaking. Thanks.
Good evening, Sean Dutch, Assistant Principal, Monomoy Middle School. Just a few minor changes this year for us. The iReady replacement of MAP, Joy already went over. We updated the trimester dates. The one larger change for us is the addition of a unified arts class called Community Service and Learning, which is offered to 5th and 6th graders as an introduction to the community, learn how to be good community members, provide service to their community, and learn executive functioning skills and skills to be productive members of the school community. That's it for us. If you have any questions.
No questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allison Joy. I'm the assistant principal at Harwich Elementary School. Thank you for having me tonight. So ours is short and sweet as well. I just wanted to introduce some of the new staff that we've hired as in our updated information for staff information. We've hired a kindergarten teacher, Samantha Porter, kindergarten special education teacher, Caitlin Burns, a grade 1 one-year position, Shannon Rinkus, an EL teacher, Corey Hayes, a speech language pathologist, Margaret Millett Loomis, and an IT technician, Christina Lorio. So those are our new staff that we're very excited to welcome to our school. Joy said most of it, we've updated our dismissal times from, they're up there, 2:15, 1:35, and 11. We've moved to iReady instead of MAP, and we did a brief update on our birthday celebrations paragraph in our handbook. Great. Any questions?
No?
Thank you so much.
No.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jen Kelly. I'm the principal at Chatham Elementary School. Like Allison, we just had a few minor changes to the CES handbook this year, mostly just housekeeping type of issues, updated letter from the principal, updated staff information and room extensions. We had a few room changes, and we have 7 new staff members joining us at Chatham this upcoming school year. So we're excited about that. And we have some Monomoy and Chatham alumni coming back to work for us as well. So that's really exciting. We made some updates to our arrival and dismissal procedures. Dismissal was going to be a few minutes later than it has been in the past. We were using COVID hours for the past 5 years, so we're going to get a couple more minutes on learning, which is great. And I made a few changes to our discipline Violations, we took out forgery and skipping class. It really hasn't been an issue in my 5 years at Chatham Elementary School, but we did add horseplay resulting in injury to one of the areas, and we also added inappropriate touching to something that had been pantsing before that. So those are really just the changes that we made. And we changed our dates for our after-school clubs, and that was really about it. Question?
No questions? Thank you,
Okay,
Jen.
thank you. Have a great night.
All right, thank you very much, Joy, principals. Prior year encumbrances, Michael?
So this is just same setup as previously, where we have 3 outstanding bills which relate to services that were received last year, but the funds are not encumbered, and so we are required to use this year's funds in order to pay them, which requires school committee approval.
Okay, do we have a motion for approval?
Motion to approve the payment of $1,354.90 in FY25 invoices not previously encumbered as presented to the school committee.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, who was the second? Was Betty? All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Anybody abstain? Okay, that is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Next order of business is the building committee report. Is that Dr. Carpenter and Jackie?
I think that'll be me.
That'll be Scott.
Okay.
So where we are with regard to the building project, we have had 11 different firms express interest in being the general contractor for the job. We have a subcommittee that has been evaluating the proposals. So each of the contractors needed to submit to us a statement of qualifications on, why their firm is qualified to do our job. The subcommittee then is evaluating the statement of qualifications from the various contractors. It has been a labor of love. Some of these are 300 pages that you're wading through to see, what, whether that firm would be, would be qualified to actually submit a bid on the job. So we are in the last phases of that as a subcommittee. We will next week have a virtual meeting to meet with the full building committee to give our recommendation, and from there move forward and sending the packets out to the qualified contractors and getting a quote to do the job. We also have gotten in the last couple days, the architects, as this has been going on, are refining their drawings and have sent their drawings out to an estimator, and the estimator has come back, and that the project is still, based on the estimator's numbers, coming in under budget, so right where we want it to be. So it's moving forward. We hope to have a general contractor identified sometime in, let's say, mid-October, which would give us plenty of time to have them start to get the windows ordered, which is sort of the biggest time frame in terms of lead time. And then the windows should show up in that sort of early spring time frame, and then we'd anticipate sort of a full-on renovation project happening right around the beginning of April. And we've been working with Abby Dudley and Sean Dutch, the administrative team at the middle school, to have a phasing plan, because we'll be operating a school while renovation's going on. So there'll be sort of areas that will get shut down at a time and people moved into temporary spaces within the building to make sure that we have it started and wrapped up by the end of the summer.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, thank you, Scott. Superintendent's report.
Just a couple of recognitions and just to sort of acknowledge what's happening as we head into the new school year. So in terms of recognitions, the summer's nearing an end, and I want to praise first and foremost our fantastic custodial team. They've been working hard the past few months to deep clean, repair, and organize our buildings so that they're ready for the school year. It can be thankless work, and I want to publicly thank them. Another person I want to publicly thank for the work that she did is Faith Rushnick, is our transportation coordinator. And ever since Faith has been on the job, we have been getting the transportation, the bus stop lists out to families much earlier than we had in the past. And, Faith really does unsung work behind the scenes, just problem solving with parents who are who call in after those go out. I know she's working hard with, to make sure that the stops are efficient and safe for all. And then last, I want to sort of acknowledge the sad passing of Mary Traynor. Mary was one of our longtime cafeteria workers. Most recently, Mary has been working at the middle school. Mary had worked with children in Chatham Public Schools long before we came together as a school district, as a cafeteria worker and also as an instructional assistant. She later joined the school district and has been part of our kitchen staff at our middle school and also Harwich Elementary School. Her smile, presence, and dedication will be greatly missed by the entire school community, and the family will be having visitation hours at Nickerson Funeral Home in Chatham from 4 to 7 on Monday. In terms of heading into the new school year, our teachers will come back for their opening day convocation on Wednesday, August 27th. So it's soon upon us. After the convocation here at the high school, our teachers will have the rest of that day for professional development. And on Thursday, the school district will be closed Friday and Monday for a 4-day needed Labor Day weekend, and then our students will be back with us, and the bustle of school starts back up on September 2nd. So the summer's coming to an end quickly, and we're very much looking forward to the bustle of students and staff in the hallways very soon.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Action items, we have already voted on both of these. Presentation of the warrants. Has everybody signed those? Looks like it has made their way over to Betty at the end of the table. All right, and with that, then, call a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we finished tonight at 6:58.